I mean, that shit's coming.
I know.
You
I
know,
know.
they're gonna do some kind of traditional dress code where like women have to
Hey,
dress like a man.
you're speaking to a white woman who's intelligent, so I know.
Yeah, but it's for the audience.
Right. I mean, they know I'm intelligent at this point. They've been listening. I don't know how long they've been listening.
None of them listen. It's fine. Fuck them.
Okay,
Yeah, no
okay,
one
cool.
listens to this show. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. We're anti-media. We don't give a shit if we have viewers. Who gives a fuck about that?
There's
Viewers
no
are
No.
consequences to our actions here. It's like
facts.
a
No, but there are gains. There are gains to be gained.
If
You
we were
know?
interested in gaining, I mean, what we gain is the ability to
I'm
really say anything we
I'm
want.
interested in living. So like I gotta go to the farmer's market tomorrow and I got $50 to spend. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to buy. But hopefully it'll be good and I'll be able to eat it.
Yeah, ideally. But yeah, no. Just to recap. I mean, I don't know. I just you look at shit like that, and it's hard to take the narrative that like somehow like Hillary Clinton is uniquely oppressed, and take that narrative
No.
seriously. Like you can even tell, like you can tell there's even a political divide thanks to the culture war, right? Because the
You
shit
can
that
look statistically.
the shit you can do to somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Sarah Palin, Lauren Boebert, people who are actually or entirely ignorant, right? Or they're acting ignorant, or they actually are ignorant. You can't tell sometimes because they're very good at acting.
So you always
But
gotta ask them you gotta ask yourself, are they stupid or are they just dumb?
well, right, what are they? Well, it's ignorance. It's willful ignorance, or it is acted ignorance, right? That's what they do.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
what you can say about them in a social context is severely different than what you can say about like you can never say that shit about Hillary Clinton when she was like, I keep hot sauce in my purse, which is like, just woefully racist. You can't, you're not allowed to do that to Hillary Clinton, but Hillary Clinton can do that, or Hillary Clinton can be like, I had slaves in Arkansas. Like, it's uncouth to point out that that's a really
And that,
racist
that's
thing.
not
And
even that that's not even that far off from like reality. That's the scary thing.
yeah,
Is that
she
she's got
did.
these people that are serving her in every way. You know what she does? She probably just sits on her ass and gets her fingernails painted. Like,
Well, I mean, she's a doer of evil, but like she does evil. But like, when you compare her to other evil women, right? Within that context, the culture war kicks in, and they're somehow like they're protected and permitted to do evil. Whereas somebody like Lauren Boebert, we all obviously agree she's intentionally or actually ignorant and harmful to society, right? We all agree on that, but like, there's no
yes.
agreement that Hillary Clinton is, even though relative to wealth, right? Lauren Boebert is a pissant.
Yeah.
Lauren does not have as
No.
much money
You're
as Hillary.
that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare her to, she has what, a couple $1,000s she's dumped into her shitty terrible restaurant that's failing, right? Because she's a
I
bad
think it closed
businesswoman.
down actually.
Yeah,
I ran successful restaurants actually. I just
yeah.
want to toot my own horn. Toot toot.
There you go. Shoot it, girl. Get it. But like, by comparison, like Hillary Clinton takes money from the Iranian version of Scientology and plots coups all day. So like Hillary Clinton, like how I don't know. This is one of my beefs with the right wing, right? Because they're like
I was
Hillary Clinton is
speaking
a killer.
distinctly women. I'm sorry. I was speaking distinctly like feminine traits that she does.
Oh,
She, of course, she does evil. Everyone does a little evil.
well, what I'm
Like
saying
her
though is,
evil is really big evil.
yeah, what
You
I'm
know,
saying,
my evil is like I do weeding in the garden. I pull out the weeds, and I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry, little plants. I gotta throw you away.
yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, that's what I mean. If we were to scale the evil levels, right? Your evil is kind of banal, boring, and nobody bats an eye. Lauren
yeah,
Boebert's evil is substantive and destructive to society, but Hillary Clinton is destructive to civilization, right? But we're
yes,
not allowed to
exactly.
actually say that because, of course, feminism. Which, if feminism
Because
means that
yes,
women can destroy society, well, then feminism in its current form is useless. And I offer the counter argument, which is, the Marxist feminist perspective, which is rich women suck as much as rich men, just in slightly different ways.
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm married to a very rich, not rich. I'm sorry. I'm in a rich family because I was born into it. My grandfather
yeah,
was like a water treatment dude who got sent all over the fucking earth. He went to Egypt, he went all over Europe. He went to Africa, like different parts of Africa, South Africa. Like, he'd worked in water treatment because he was a smart-ass dude who went to a lot of fucking college, while the lady stayed at home. And the lady who stayed at home is still alive, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, I just come from a really cool family, but, like, I know where I come from. I know that I didn't work for that shit. That's not my money. Like, but they're gonna give it to me. And he also, like, built, and sold a company and, like, made millions of dollars. But he did it at the perfect time in history to where, like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, my family squandered all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were running Cambria County, and now it's nothing. The whole family's
Have you guys ever heard of a restaurant called the Goodfellas?
No, I've never heard of a restaurant called the Goodfellas.
Well, there was a restaurant called the Goodfellas, and it was named after one of the, like, people in my family, like, above my grandparents. Like, I guess they're either parents or grandparents.
Huh.
And they actually changed their name because of when my great grandfather went into a war. He went into World War something. I don't fucking care. He died. He was a pilot. I mean, that was pretty cool. He, like, went down with his plane or whatever.
World War, I don't know, fucking whatever.
World War, the one with the, I don't know, everyone was protesting it. Everyone by then had realized how bad war was. War bad.
Well, World War I or World War II?
I think it was World War II with the one big bad guy.
Oh, yeah, the biggest bad guy of history, which is, I'm kind of sus on myself. I mean, honestly, like, here's the thing, though, right? If you look, let's take Shinzo Abe. All right, I'll do this one. I'm going to rehash this one, right? All right, so Hitler's got a body count on him, and he's got an ideology on him. But Shinzo Abe's ideology is actually not all that different from Hitler's. So at that point, you're just measuring body count, right? All we're doing is counting the dead, right? You figure what is allegedly the left wing, although I contend Pol Pot is sort of the third way of dictators. I don't think you should count him as traditionally left or right wing, because his entire political philosophy, from what I've read, was basically fuck Vietnam. And if you're like, what do you mean, North or South Vietnam? Do you mean pre-communist Vietnam or post-communist Vietnam? The answer is yes.
The whole fucking war.
Yeah, all Pol Pot did was, like, he was like, I have to brutally oppress everybody I think loves Vietnam, right? That's all Cambodia was for like 2 decades, was just murdering alleged Vietnamese sympathizers. But it didn't really matter what Vietnamese you were talking about. He was just racist, right? But it's not necessarily conservative or liberal bias, because they would, like, they would do overtures to whatever the fuck they thought might make them a little bit of scratch in the moment. So I don't really want to attribute politics to the Khmer Rouge, honestly. The Kampuchean, right? That's kind of silly. But Pol Pot's body count is nowhere near as Hitler's, but his ideology in a reductive sense was very much like Hitler's. It was just fuck the Vietnamese.
Yep.
The reason
it was just like pick a big bad other and just try to, like, win the world, and that's how you win. Is that how you do it? Like, and I just say my family's better than yours? Like, that's not.
We just develop.
It's easier to rally people behind, for sure.
You definitely have to develop a certain, like, pathology, and then like export it into your own population, and then have them try to export it globally. Like, that's part of it.
Right, but as a woman, I can't export. I can only download.
Well, no, that's because that's because you're poor, right? That's not because you can't, like, come up with an ideology and then try to get followers and then try to do something violent. It's because
no, I'm talking, like, physically.
No, you can do it. There's no ejaculation joke here. It's just a matter of, like, you could do it too. Any human body is capable of
There was one.
There was a missed opportunity there.
No, I'm being serious for once. God damn, guys. We're a philosophy podcast. I feel like at some point we ought to do a little philosophy and analysis.
We're a philosophy podcast?
I know. It's shocking to me, too. I just found out today.
I keep trying to play Pokemon on stream.
You can, but then you got to have me in the background just ranting about some Marxist bullshit. Makes it. You
gotta at least add me on Pokemon before you start talking about Pokemon. I didn't know this was a Pokemon podcast.
We only play Gen 3 on emulators.
Do you play where you can hold the space bar and speed it up at least?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, phew. Okay, good.
Do you guys?
I'm safe.
Just a totally aside. Anybody who wants VBA Link, let me know. We'll trade some Pokemon in Ruby and Sapphire.
We got my daughter some of the newer ones.
Yeah.
And we got her Shield, and
Oh,
she's
it's
been
really
playing
good.
it. She loves it so much. I've also played through it all the way, but it's so good.
I did that for my kiddo too, and they fucking love it.
Mm-hmm. Such a good game, and it's also helping her learn how to read. And she's 6, and she's actually reading the words. She's telling me what they're called, and I'm like, oh my god, you're growing up so fast.
I know, they're so cute when they're small.
Yeah, and then they turn evil.
Yeah. And they grow up. They get mouths on them.
Yeah.
And they turn into people like us, and you just weep. You weep for their lost little souls.
Yeah. We're like, oh, I'm so sorry I brought you here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I know it's bad. I'll get 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Everything will be fine.
Yeah. Just give it 2 weeks. 2weeksforever.com.
Yeah. I'm gonna change my name to #thecurrentthing.
There you go.
Because it's always it's the gay people or the ladies or the men or the Ukrainians or the this or the that or whoever has the oil. Who has the oil right now? Do we spill the oil? I don't know. Where's the oil?
No,
It's somewhere. I don't think it's spilled anywhere
Capitalist.
pressing. Ooh,
There
Okay.
he is.
there he is.
All right. Now we're going to do introductions because you showed up to work. Finally.
I was here the whole time. You just couldn't hear me.
Well, why didn't you have your mic up, man? What's going on? You
It
having problems
it,
at home?
it failed me. It failed me.
It failed you. Are you having problems at home? Is somebody
You
touching
gotta
you?
make yourself louder. Make yourself intentionally too loud.
Be aggro. Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Oh, you don't want that.
Just unmute your mic and just let them hear everything.
I do. People who are trying to enter into property relations may not want you to do that, but I want you to be aggressive.
I don't want my property related.
Well, sweetie, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's capitalism.
No, I'm just growing all the plants I need to eat, so I don't need to buy any plants.
Oh,
That's my plan.
The boss gets the surplus value. While the
I'm the
workers
boss. I'm the head of
get
agriculture.
remains. So men of all
That's how I'm
countries
going to start
unite.
describing myself in
I'm the
my
head of
own household.
agriculture on my
By your
land.
chains. That's right. Dan's singing now. This is now a singing live stream. Suck it.
Oh,
Suck
shit.
it, America.
We're definitely getting
American.
banned.
Oh, I'm trying. I am trying.
What are we getting banned from?
We're getting hit with a DMCA strike. I can already feel it.
Oh, let's
What does this
fucking
mean?
go. You'll find that a communist has no respect for your property rights, capitalist swine.
Am I a capitalist?
I don't know, are you?
No.
Are you acquiring capital and purchasing labor?
We
under
are
conditions?
farmers.
Bump it up. Hit it. Right there. Hit that shit. You see that? Right on it. Not missing a goddamn beat. Yeah, anyway, back to my story. Fuck the
niacin.
bourgeoisie.
I'm on the vitamin D3s.
And fuck the bourgeoisie and fuck their goddamn shitty notions of identity that always ignore class and then leave workers fucked in the bum while they're fucking enjoying the benefits of you can't say that to me because I don't know, pick a fucking variable. Roll the die, baby.
Fuck the police?
Coming straight out the underground. Trying
That's
to take
right.
a young man down because he's brown and not the other color, so police think they have the authority to kill a minority. Fuck that shit. Oh, wait, now we got struck. Damn it! Damn you!
I knew it.
You got me. You got me, you son of a bitch.
Got your ass.
Of course, you come back for one fight. You finally show up to work again. First thing you do. You're like, I know what I'll do.
You forgot to let me out of my cage. I've been trying to escape for weeks.
You're trying to get me to sing Gorillas now, you son of a bitch. You're too tricky. Tricky motherfucker. I don't like it. He's a tricksy motherfucker. He's slippery.
Sneaky beaky.
He's getting all up in there and offending God. And it's bloody disgusting how he's doing it. He's trying to get the metaphysician separated from God by making him sing old 80s rap songs and other pieces of popular culture where the artists will claim bourgeoisie property rights. It's bloody terrible what he's doing. It's bloody terrible. Cenk is just mad at Dan because he's mad at God for the crime of existence.
Now wait a minute. Those are two separate ideas
It's
and
bloody
sentences.
It's bloody awful. What do you think about Jordan Peterson? Was that good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
impressed.
getting better, right? It's getting fucking better.
That was getting good.
I'm Jordan Peterson, and I'd like to do some dank coke off your titties. And if you don't let me, I'll say that it's wrong that you're in the workplace, female.
What are you doing here, wench?
What are you What is this wench doing in the workplace? That's Candace Owens. I know what a bed wench is. I've heard of the term. I'm hip and down with the young black man.
Candace. Not Candace Owens in the workplace.
Yeah. Wow, you know what? This is where I miss Jesus, because he used to do Betsy DeVoe, right? I used to make him do Betsy DeVoe, but he'd do her like this. He'd be like, I love the children.
Oh,
I love
God.
God and children. I have to protect the children. I have to keep them private from the secular humanists.
Isn't that Joe right now?
Privates. What?
Isn't that Joe, the one that's like...
No.
No, that's the president, or like the robot guy who's in charge.
I didn't hear enough Max for that to be the president.
That was the president.
Yeah, it was short a few Macs.
Yeah.
A Big Mac or two.
That was the president.
No.
He just
save the
comes
children.
up behind you.
I have to save
He's
the
really
children
sneaky.
and their privates from the secular humanists.
And then meanwhile, we've got the sound of children has been silenced from this video.
Yeah.
Womp,
womp, womp. Yeah. By the way, fuck Betsy DeVoe. If you're thinking that I'm accusing her of being one of the Epstein trafficked people, I'm not accusing it. I'm heavily implying it. It could be true. There's a subtle but important.
It wouldn't be surprising if it was true.
Correct. That's the thing.
Fascinating.
Thank you for making sure that legally these are just jokes.
Legally, these continue to be jokes.
Legally, Dan keeps saying some nutty, jokey stuff.
Legally,
very
this
funny
is actually
man.
just because we're all writers. We're writing a script of the
well,
pod.
if we're talking about jokes, then allow me to bring in the guillotine.
That's right. Tonight is Sons of Trier Classic. I wish I could do John Sinclair's voice. I wish I could. I'm gonna have to call him on the phone and just record him without him knowing, and then just mimic him.
He won't be perturbed by that at all.
No, that would not make him really upset.
Get an AI. Get that James Earl Jones thing. AI.
I'm just gonna make a John bot. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go
Oh
back to
my
all the
goodness.
episodes and make a John bot.
Start recording it on the soundboard.
Yeah. I know he's not watching, so I can totally get away with saying this stuff. It's fine. Just making the job. Wait, you really believe?
I hope nobody watches.
There's like one viewer right now who's hate watching, and good for them.
No.
Proud of you.
No, good for them. Good.
Yeah.
It's good to recognize your own pathology that you hate yourself that much that you're watching this shit live.
Why do you think I'm on this shit live?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're just watching it. You're watching.
Now you don't have to angrily shout at the screen. You can
Yeah.
angrily shout at the screen with us.
That's how we get guests, and that's how we get co-hosts.
I knew it.
Yeah, that's yep. I'm the yep.
I'm trying to think right now. Okay, so let's go back to the Hitler scale of evil, right? Where it's 6 million dead in a run. And you have to have those unique ideology traits, like you have to have a fervent defense of capitalism, and you have to be just a virulent racist bar none. I'm going to leave the fascism out. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to leave the fascism out, but you have to be a virulent racist, and you have to order or commit hyperviolence, right? We'll say hyperviolence is violence in excess of 1,000 bodies. Okay, how do you like that one? That's a cool definition. So I'm gonna run with
That
it.
is an interesting definition.
Yeah. Well, like
So
you
what?
look at the right wing shooters, right? The right wing shooters are all virulent racists who commit violence, but you're talking like 20 people a clip, hardly even a register on the like there were so many Nazis who racked up a higher body count than that, that it's like that doesn't even they can't even live up to their own set
For
goals of white
inflation?
supremacy.
Is that adjusted for inflation?
No, it's not adjusted for inflation. So like who is there anybody that actually could top Adolf Hitler off the top of your head? Because like
Uh,
I don't know, Bush
Who's the
Probably
too.
director
rich
of the
people.
CIA?
Let's just start with the richest, right? Like, I mean, if you have enough
Ooh,
money and you're smart enough with it, you just take that and you distribute it to the other smart people, and then you make more for a while, and then when you're rich enough, you can buy whatever the fuck you want. For however long that you want, because you're probably gonna die eventually, right?
yeah. Well, okay, hold on. No, okay, so the Iraq War and the Afghanistan War.
Then you're the problem because you're gonna go down family trees, man. You can't do that here. Because everybody was somewhere else at some point, and they're like gonna track you down, dude.
Okay, no, hold on. Let's work on this. So George Bush 2 is the architect of the Iraq War, right? And Rumsfeld and all
Yeah.
those guys, like that
Well,
regime.
he's the ghost of New York. There's a ghost of Kiev, and now we have a ghost of New York.
Yeah. So okay, so what? That's 1 million dead in Iraq. How many were dead in Afghanistan? Let's see, 20 years. That's got to be like another million, right?
I don't know. That
Yeah.
sounds.
I mean, probably.
Death toll of.
And then you just gotta you gotta factor in the evil toll too, because they don't just do like killings; they do like other evil shit.
And then like
So if we're
what's
going for like total number, how many lives is my life worth? Is it worth 9? Am I a kitty cat?
Meow.
and like okay, in his regime.
What's up, true horror?
Oh shit.
Oh boy, is it Chris, aka the True Horror?
It is.
Oh boy, he's trying to worm his way in. I see what he's doing. This motherfucker will not let me speak on his space, and like, good for him. Good for him. Um. Okay. 9.7 per 100,000. No. 4.8 homicides per 100,000 in 2010.
Hold
And
on.
then,
Are we gonna divide this by seconds and see how many we've got per second?
so if you got 330 million people.
And if we're counting in like actual
Oh,
wartime as well.
well, this was active wartime, though. This is what his regime
Well,
operated on and in.
what about the lives of the people in the towers? Like we make movies about those people, so how many dollars are their lives worth?
Well, that's only
You got to factor
4,000
that
dead.
in.
It's only 4,000 dead, though, but it's an additional 4,000, so we've got what, 2 million
But you got to think
4,000.
about what color the people are and how important their lives were. Because if we're Hitlering,
Yeah, I mean, if we're using the Hitler metric of evil, like, okay, maybe Hitler still wins, but there's a lot of people who come really fucking close, it seems like, right? Like, off the top of my head, Don Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, George W. Bush, like, these are mass murderers.
yes,
Certainly,
just
they're not like, okay, if we were talking like sports, right? Maybe they're not the greatest of the game, but they're definitely like, if, okay, who's your, all right, Magic nerds, right? Jank, who's your favorite Magic the Gathering player?
Player?
Yeah, who's your favorite
Gotta be
Magic?
LSV.
LSV. Okay, I enjoy LSV too, right? I'm also partial to Brad Nielsen for when he was big, because Brad was like the rookie of the year when I started playing, and then like I'm partial to Reed Duke because Reed Duke's a dirty little Jun boy too, right? But
Dirty little Jund boy too.
yeah, but who's the best? Well, it's either Kai Boot or John Finkel, right? Like I don't think I'm crazy. For saying
Yeah,
either of
it's
those
Finkel
names.
by far.
You think Finkel?
Yeah.
Okay, at one point it would have been Kai Boot, I think, unequivocally, but Finkel was still active during
Finkel
that.
came back not too long ago too, and still was good.
And we can rattle off names of like really great Magic, like Patrick Chapins was fucking berserk. He came out of prison and was a berserk Magic player,
are
right?
these witches? Are these witches or wizards of the magic?
They would be planeswalkers technically. It's gender neutral.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're a witch or wizard or warlocks or whatever or shamans or whatever shit that they've elevated themselves by having birthright superiority, which
I mean, obviously, which everyone has, but no one can tap into except for the already wealthy. Wait, hold on, that's not supposed to be it. Hold on, right.
Liliana was a rich woman.
Liliana would have been a rich woman.
She would have.
They're all rich women.
Liliana Vess would have been a rich woman. Chandra was not rich.
I'm not a rich woman. I have $3.94 in my bank account.
You are definitely more of a Chandra Nalar type.
I don't know what that means.
Well, we're talking magic nerd terms here, so bear with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Isn't that a chick with fire hair?
Yeah. Or a Vivian Reed. You're one of those. Not so much like.
I went and I communed with nature. I smoked some weed and I walked through a fucking an old battleground and I just like chilled with nature and I walked around and I picked some wild plantains and then I made tea with them.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sounds like a pleasant day.
Like a real life Magic the Gathering adventure.
Damn right.
Because the tea was actually really good for me because it was super high in potassium because it's plantains.
Definitely a green aligned planeswalker. Fuck yeah.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
The nature kids. The druids.
Yeah, I'm a nature kid. There's a pine tree in my fucking front yard and I make my breakfast with it. It's just tea. That's like what British people do. They don't have coffee, they just have tea. Fact. Does the same thing. But like the tea that I pick and grow is like really good.
Yeah. See, I would be
So I'm like just gonna make my whole yard like that, but it's gonna be a farm, and that's why I'm the head of agriculture at Meaty Flesh Farms.
Yeah.
Incorporated.
Meaty Flesh Farms.
And it's 10:44. We've got the first sideline business activity advertisement. Good job, everybody. We made it this far. 30 minutes in. That's exactly.
30 minutes in, I think I did pretty well. I think I did 30 minutes in is pretty good.
That's, you know what, you followed the rule, and I'm very proud of you that you get a gold star from HR. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for my next trip to the HR corner.
Yeah. See, Jank would be a white mana aligned planeswalker because he's a rules good boy. I would want to be a black or red aligned
chaotic girl,
but I'm a blue because I'm a nerd.
I'm chaotic. I'm very chaotic. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I would say that Michael Jordan Peterson would be the most spicy because he would be red-blue. He would be a very creative planeswalker.
I'm creative? Are you not kidding me?
You would not be a green, red, blue. Come on, you're getting greedy now. 3 colors. Chill out. Calm down, Sarkin.
I'm sorry. I used to play World of Warcraft, and I was a priest, a shaman, and a paladin.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very sorry.
But unfortunately, 2 of those are white aligned, and 1 of those is green aligned. So.
Okay, but I'll tell you, I was both a druid on the horde and the female.
Yeah. That's right. Nothing you've said is surprising to me.
Not even a little bit.
Not 0% surprised.
The horde and the alliance side.
You didn't play Diablo 2 until they came out with the expansion. You could
when I was a okay, all right. If we're getting into video games, when I was a troll, is when I was a druid.
Yes.
So I just want to put that out there. Literally speaking.
So you were a World of Warcraft Jew then?
I was a World of Warcraft classic OG.
Yeah.
I was in there before there were battlegrounds, my friend.
Yeah, no, but the Jews are the trolls of
well, I technically maybe.
No, we are. It's in the nose. And the accent.
I guess technically. Fuck. I'm so sorry.
Clearly that's how all Jews talk. We be a German man.
I'm so sorry I've done this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I've done this.
It's okay. Nobody's mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going wild. We're going wild with the 4 sons here. We've got, of course, Dan Cohen. We got Jake Engels. We got Michael Jordan Peterson and the girl son, May.
Hey.
See, I did it. I did a Warner Brothers. I did it. I stole from the show.
I did.
I grew up with that show. I'm allowed to steal from it.
Mike check.
Oh, there he is.
Whoa.
Finally showing up to work, you son of a bitch.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, we got you.
Sadly.
Hey,
I'm looking at I'm looking at side by sides of World of Warcraft troll fan art and also anti-Semitic cartoons from like the 30s.
Uh-huh.
It's
Gotta
that's
say,
true. I was sending you my "Can you identify the differences?" tests.
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta say it looks pretty bad for old Blizzard on
Yeah.
this.
But don't worry, they fixed that because now they have an inclusivity generator.
Well, that's Overwatch.
Yeah.
That's a different game.
I know, but they've gotten better about things because they have a machine to pander.
Well, if you
You're just
don't
describing
do all
a
the right
different
stuff-
game.
No, it's the same company though. The same company does it. So the
Look,
company
if
is
you
true.
don't-
True, I've had you on operations, but how was your trip to Japan?
that was fine.
did you spread the message I told you to send?
No, I spread it. I spread it all right. I spread it with the 4-barrel. I wasn't sure the 9-barrel was going to work.
What?
I found some Japanese patsy that looked like he did it, but it's done.
True. The message was root for Abe.
Oh fuck. Well, look.
True. What did you do?
Look. I mean, we could still, if that's what you wanted to do, you could still do like a martyr type situation.
Oh, true.
Like-
Sure,
No.
you didn't join any clubs while you were in Japan, did you, by chance?
Well, no, but I mean, I didn't have to. I was
Did
already
you-
in the Junior Electrical Engineers Club over there, so
Okay. And by chance the translation to that name, it's not Amshin Rikyo, is it?
No.
The
Look, people are getting this. People are getting this all wrong. Okay, people are saying that this had to do with the Moonies. No, listen. Okay, the Moonies. That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. That's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Okay.
Did you at least, on the trip I sent you to beforehand to England, did you at least bolster support for Boris Johnson's candidacy? Because I really need him to stay prime minister for like at least another couple of months here.
Couple of hours at least. Come on, man.
Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck, man. Listen,
We gave you a dossier. What did you do with the dossier?
Damn it. True.
I
mean,
gave it to this guy. I gave it to this guy, Chris Pincher, at the Child Dungeon. I don't know. Was that the wrong thing to do?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
We're gonna have to
thought
contact
it was a
HR
fake-
over this.
I mean, I thought it was a fake name. I mean, the guy is grabbing people's asses, and he says his name's Chris Pincher. I thought it was a bit. Was it not a bit?
No, it was not a bit. He really is
It
just
wasn't a
groper.
bit.
He's a
Damn
groin
it.
groper.
Why is that a name?
It's okay. We'll just make it into a bit later.
All right, that one, you guys, that one's not fair.
We're gonna
Okay,
fix that one in post.
that one, the difficulty is just too high. Hey, if a guy's name is Chris Pincher, and I walk in and he's in like a dungeon, like grabbing asses, I mean
Yeah.
I'm gonna think that's a bit. Anybody would have thought that was a bit.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I can do that guy. You want to hear it? My name is Chris Pincher, and I'd like to funnel your bumleys. I'd like to touch your rear. Can I touch your rear, miss? Can I just grope your rear for a while, miss? I'm gonna do it anyway, miss. Oh no, something is amiss. I'm so evil. I'm going to go buy a tire from Ghislaine.
Oh, no.
I do that for everyone. You want to hear Boris Johnson?
Yep,
Yes.
sure, let's hear it.
Spoiler alert, they're all just Hugh Grant, by the way. I'm the Prime Minister, and I don't know how to get a haircut. I'm such a dandy lad. Look at my wife. She's prettier than me, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. I'm a very large, ugly man who's a hot wife. I'm friends with Prince Andrew. That has no implications. I'm such a dandy boy. We Tories are dandies.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any Japanese, but I had an easier time.
Did you have to
All
go
right.
to a campaign
You know what,
rally
True?
about a week ago?
You know what? That first one, I don't think we can blame you for that. I probably dropped the ball on that. All right, fair enough. But the second one, I don't know if I can take credit for that one.
No, that's not you. I mean, we're gonna have a talk about your behavior, but first
But
we
there
need
was-
to talk about turning this over to a guy named Mr. McFeely.
There was a lot of communication issues on the UK assignment. I mean, I had an easier time understanding. I don't speak a word of Japanese. I had an easier time understanding them. All right.
No, fair
All
enough.
right, that's fair.
What is
Did you get
bar mean?
the Russian books I sent you?
No, he didn't pay attention. We come on. You know he didn't pay attention to those books. He can't read.
We dropped him in Russia a month ago, and he came back playing airsoft with them. I don't know what happened.
That
I am in
wasn't
the
airsoft.
Ukraine right now.
Are you sure?
Yes,
He was pretty
I'm
sure.
from the Ukraine. Yes.
I don't think he was in Ukraine, comrade, for airsoft.
Oh, I understand.
Yes. That's the other version of neat.
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 Нет.
Neat.
Yet.
Oh shit! Is it a full motherfucking house? Reposado and True Horror. My God. All right, guys, I'm out. I don't have to talk now. There's 5 of you. Talk amongst yourselves. Play nice, kids.
No, come
Guys,
back,
run off to the
please.
John. Were you running off to the John? God damn.
No, I'm not
Right.
going to the John. Why is it the first thing? Okay, no, hold on. This is the thing. You know what? HR moment, people. Every time I mention possibly turning off my microphone, the first thing he does is talk about my penis. That's not right, right? It can't be.
Health moment. Health and relations. HR.
Oh, wait. Okay. HR moment for me
We've
then.
updated the system.
HR moment for me then, because I thought it was homoerotic relations.
Oh,
Is that?
so you've been lying to me this whole
was
time.
typical U.S. healthcare.
Yeah. Have you not noticed every time I pull you into HR, I take your pants off?
I thought you told me it was required.
I thought it was. Have I been doing this wrong? I've been doing this wrong. Son of a bitch. I went to school. I went to school primarily for like econ and geography, and not so much.
Okay, HR moment.
Human relations. So I
This is the
apologize
bit.
now to everybody who has gone to the HR corner with me. I very, very aggressively apologize. Reposado, how are you, sir?
Oh, fine. How you guys doing?
Well,
How's everyone?
Good.
we were actually getting ready to enter into a suicide pact, but now that you're here, we have something to live for.
I don't know. No, just kidding. I'll just stay with me.
No,
Stay with me for a while.
You
Don't leave.
No, you have a point.
All right.
I don't know about that, guys.
Rep, man, you go around all the really fucked up stuff on Twitter. Maybe you did. What is going on? Are these guys that follow this dude Has around? Are they just doing a bit? What are these motherfuckers, man?
Oh man,
It's all
no,
a
no,
bit
no,
at this
no, no.
point.
No, they are extremely brain poisoned.
Those are what is known as pat socks.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been a while.
I
Yeah,
stuck it earlier and I was dunking on
It's
it.
hard to find wild pat socks.
oh
I
boy.
was
no,
dunking
there
on
are
it.
there are
I don't think you even
unironically
knew I
pat
was
socks.
dunking on it.
All right, kids, it's time to sit down in Dan's theory corner.
Oh shit!
We're going to talk about the different kinds of alleged socialism that are walking around out there.
Oh no, I'm
Oh,
too
yeah.
stoned for this.
Oh, no.
We should
Oh,
apply.
excuse me, doctor.
Strap in.
Doctor, I'm very high. Can I please go to bed?
No, strap in. You're going to love it.
We should apply some theory to it. Because what's wrong with them? They didn't even know I was dunking on them.
Oh,
The fuck is that?
For the
I already
kids.
told
I'm
you to do
dunking
brain
on him
poison.
too.
All right, guys.
I just
all
did
right,
it in
guys.
Ukrainian.
Listen, I will blow this whistle and deafen all of you. So it's time to settle down for the viewers at home who aren't there. So, in the world of socialism, you have, broadly speaking, you have three real forms of socialism, and you have a kind of a fourth form. Okay, so you have your socialism that is primarily derived on something closer to what the anarchists scream for: mutual cooperation, right? Barter exchange, eschewing the market and going back to a traditionalist model of exchange, which I will critique as being kind of silly because we live in an era of airplanes. Explain to me the bartering pattern on airplanes and make it seem logical, right?
I will make you a paper airplane, and I will trade it for one ride on your big, scary eagle.
Yes. So we have that. Then we have what we would call kind of socialism classic, which is a Marxist-Leninist interpretation and to some degree a Maoist interpretation, wherein the workers, after hyper-focusing in on the dictatorship of the proletariat, become hyper-concerned with utilizing the state to attack the economic world and bring it to kneel, which has a set of problems with it, but is not entirely a bad place to operate. Frankly, it's been tried. It's worked in several places, even if it erodes over time because of the tide of the market. So, then there's the type of democratic socialism that focuses entirely on democratizing the workplace, and it's more compatible with reformist attitudes because it's about changing property arrangement, but not at all really shifting the market, just the property relations, and then eroding the state from there, right? And wearing into it and taking it from the bourgeoisie by eliminating the bourgeoisie without violence.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it has some appeals, sure. And then there's a type of socialism that believes violently in adhering to the nation state and solidifying the right against the left as the quote unquote real socialists and exercising an imperialist and nationalist agenda, but you throw in like universal health care.
Ooh.
I'm new here, but this sounds exciting.
It is.
It sounds like national socialism.
Well, one could say that patriotic socialism certainly has a nationalist character, and it could be considered national socialism. And it very much is worried about protecting.
Those sound like absolutely safe titles.
Yes, those are things when you hear them together, you should be entirely at ease. And it's premised around oppressing minorities and bolstering capitalism. But
wait, do you mean to tell me that there's one party that depresses the masses and then the other one acts like a savior?
Yes. Three of them want to act as a savior to the working class, and one of them wants to crush the working class under nationalist socialist boots. So the Pat Socks are what we like to call Nazis. It's a fancy way of saying Nazis. They're not really socialists.
Boys?
Yeah. They are Proud Boys, that's right.
But what if we took nationalism back?
Well,
is that
just as a quick aside, the idea of the workers of China overthrowing their imperialist masters and the peasants of China overthrowing their imperialist masters certainly did have a nationalist character. The same thing in Russia, because that is a baseline identity trait that they all shared. It was a starting point. They all had similar experiences.
We do not speak of the motherland.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You know, these are all things that they shared in common. However,
but what if I say I'm
sorry,
one
I live in Ukraine.
Native American?
Well, the Russians and the Maoists were, the Soviets and the Maoists were very sympathetic to movements like that, especially because they could be a basis for international revolution to overthrow capitalism. Pat Socks don't really like them.
Wait a minute. This doesn't seem to work.
It works for a couple of people.
Maybe not in the imperial court.
Yeah, if you're in the imperial court, it works great. If you're a capitalist in an office, it works great. If you're a worker, you can get fucked.
Do you mean to tell me that the people running our restaurants and driving trucks are working the hardest?
Yes. The workers work the hardest.
I don't know. They seem like they should be paid more for their time and body labor.
Whoa. That sounds like talk of essential workers.
I'm hearing communism. I'm hearing an awful lot of
Seems
commie
kind of
bullshit.
dangerous. You didn't consider you didn't consider human nature.
Yeah, we'll get into
Wait, do you mean to tell me that we're all humans in nature? That doesn't make sense.
Well, you see, human nature is whatever I say it is because I'm not going to bring up the other half of humanity who are decent because I do not understand them. I only
I
see
need to hear
monsters
this
because
from,
I am one.
yeah,
I need to hear this from a multimedia company.
Good luck with that.
there are a couple out there. They all have a very patriotic socialist tendency. It really though, like if I were to be reductive, the Pat Sox are like, I want Medicare for all and I want minorities to shut the fuck up, which is like, that's
I,
not
I want
really
Medicare for
socialism.
all, but I want to be
Hospital about
racist.
it. Just go to the
Basically,
hospital about it.
it's
It's
basically
fine.
libertarian with extra steps.
Yeah, which
It's like,
Yeah.
I know Bernie was right, but I just want to be racist.
Libertarian with more guns.
yeah. I want an army of workers to tell other workers to shut the fuck up while I do the bidding of
Yeah, that
capitalists.
sounds like slavery, though. Hold on, I need to
Oh.
do some math.
Oh yes, yeah. The Haas type people, they're dumb as dog shit. Like they can barely read, right? And you're gonna go like, oh,
True
Haas is-"
philosophers, man.
Yeah, they're philosophers.
You gotta
Wait a
understand.
minute.
You gotta understand. Coming from the right, they're left with a great deal of ideological confusion. Things are never clear. They never have a message that's very simple and understandable. They just
Well,
want
but it
to
seems like
dogpile on people and infight, and this person destroyed this one.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true.
That's how
That
they
does sound like a
understand
good
the
way to
world.
control the masses.
It
Maybe we
seems
could use a
perfect.
multimedia company to provide this message to the masses.
well, kids, I'm right
Is this
here.
about the Haas guy going after the Chapos?
Yeah, what he's doing? He's just clout chasing. He's just a little libertarian bitch. He's a little Nazi bitch, right? And he's just chasing after clout. He's a little Nazi boy.
It's wild to think that Chapo is an institution of such a degree that there's clout to be mined there, but at the same time, like people who like Chapo have been posting on their Patreon and back when there was a subreddit on the subreddit, still post on Twitter all the time. Perfectly valid criticisms of Chapo, of the show, of the hosts. Like, that's not new. Like, these guys, for them to try to pivot to their aesthetic being about, like we're anti this or whatever. These guys, man, I went in this dude's space on Twitter the other night, and it was just like, it was like listening to white dudes rap. You ever hear white dudes rap?
Sadly.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Everybody's crying now.
Sometimes you get a good one, but then they're always like, yeah, because I'm white. And it's like, oh, nope, you lost me. I'm so confused right now.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was like going to an open mic freestyle battle, but every competitor was white, and the guy that they were trying to battle wouldn't bother to show up.
Yeah, like
It was
a
really
4
sad.
mile
It's really
instead of
a
8 mile.
It's really a self-own, though, isn't it? Though at the same time, because like, who's the spineless one? It's not someone else.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's a self-reflection. It's an allegory, right?
8 Mile,
That's
but
all
it's
it
all
is.
cheddar
That's
bob.
all we are at this point for history. I'm just gonna make a book when I'm done.
8
I mean, I don't
Mile,
know.
but it's only cheddar bob.
But it's not like in a sidal way. It's not like homo or suicidal. It's just a book that I'm gonna make, and it's gonna be published in like 2072. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh, that's bold to assume that there will be a 2072.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
you-
saying. So like
A lot
before
of years
then
in
or
between,
by
man.
then. That's what I'm saying. I got about 50 more years.
Yeah. There's going to
Consumed
be
by
a
0 books.
2072, but if we're splitting hairs here.
I mean, if we're thinking scientifically, I live at what will be a future sea level, so I'm either gonna be hurricaned out of here or like hurricaned out of here later. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, just prepare to have fun with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's future sea level. I'm gonna live at the beach for a little bit. Probably, maybe it'll suck though. It'll be like
Oh.
really cold.
I feel like it's never as good as you think it would be.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Live at
No.
the beach. You got to go to work, my friend.
That's
Exactly.
why I'm establishing my farm now, so that in 50 years I'm making a little bit of money off of the fact that I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I exist. Like, I own this place kind of a little
Whoa,
bit.
whoa,
I live here. Wait.
whoa. We didn't approve that.
You own a
Look,
farm.
I'm sorry to overstep my bounds. I'll retreat.
You own a farm.
Wait, I work on the land.
I work the man.
I do that as well. Wait,
What?
I'm so confused right now. Am I a lord of the land?
Yeah, be a landlord. No, a landlord, you have to own the property. Do you own the property?
I don't own it. It's not in my name. I'm just a ghost in the land.
More of a yeoman situation.
Well,
More of
I'm
a
a
small
ghost writer. I identify as a ghost writer
Okay.
because I'm writing my own memoir, but just not yet.
Sounds like a really long suicide note.
That's what I'm saying. I got to like at least 2072.
Okay. Well, yeah, you got time then. Plenty of time.
Hey, it's hard out here for this ghost, man. They can't find a job for nothing.
Yeah, Beetlejuice is
And here you are taking jobs from young up
Taking
and
jobs
coming
from
ghosts.
hard-working, able-bodied zombies.
Yeah. Oh man, a zombie really is what capitalism wants. They run to robots, but they really want a zombie, right? Because then all they need is like
Oh
romantic
God,
relationship.
Jesus Lord, have
Yeah,
mercy.
I really thought that was interesting when at the end of Shaun of the Dead when they had the zombie workers. I feel like there's a whole movie there.
This is a meta commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edgar Wright was just trying to be cute at the end of the movie, but honestly, yeah, there's some meat on those bones.
Yeah, I would watch that.
That's
It could have been more explicit.
Yeah, I don't allow any meat on my bones because I have to go into the woods and I have to make sure that I collect enough berries and nuts and fruits and sticks to make tea with.
Have to be able to fight
Well, yeah,
bears.
we get it. You're a ghost.
And
We
I'm
get
not
it.
even shitting you. I literally went to the forest and collected wild plantains today and I'm making tea with them. So just shh. It's okay. We're here. It's okay. The ghosts are alive.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
The ghost shall rise again.
The South shall rise.
Yeah, but
again.
we have to be real sneaky. Shh. We only come out at nighttime and talk on podcasts.
Those aren't the ghosts I know. The ghosts I know are loud as fuck and never shut the fuck up.
I only know the ghosts with the
You
most.
better move out.
Yeah.
Like a man, now that's ghost.
They'd be like, states' rights. CRT.
Boo! Whoa, wait a minute, hold on. The Republican Bull, ready? Boo! They want to teach your kids about homosexual communism.
I wish I could level up to homosexual communism.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we're still at manually cranked capitalism. over
Today,
here.
I went to work today.
And crank capitalism.
You guys want to know where I went to work? I worked in the field. I went to the lab. I did some product testing. And they were hallucinogenic drugs I make tea with. And then I went to the field and walked around, and that was my work.
Okay, we get
You know,
it.
R&D is really an important part of that process.
I'm just describing a poor lifestyle.
This is funny because this is the exact same conversation True had the other night on his space. True runs a Twitter space?
I need to
I
join
did,
his
yeah.
Twitter
I did.
space.
All week this week, or not
Has
all
he
week,
been
but like several
hosting?
nights.
Yeah.
Several nights this week, I got out of work and I was just so like, just fucking, just angry and depressed that I did a Twitter space, and a couple times people came in there, like people I've been mutuals with for a long time.
Some people tried to come in like 3 or
True.
4 times and they weren't invited to speak. It was wild.
True, if you
Yeah,
want to level up to gay communist, I have a secret for you on the Twitter
Not really.
spaces.
Yeah.
If you wanna level up to gay communist, you just have to become an energy vampire, and you go into the sad spaces and you listen to sad music and you get all their sadness, and then you tell it to go away, and then you level up, and then now you're gay.
You do that first. before you go start
I
it. Okay.
have. I've tried.
Wait, how
If
does that
you,
make
if
it?
you
Hold on.
host, I will co-host.
I'm really
Well, that's
bad.
probably why I kept.
I'm really bad.
That's
at
probably
this.
why I kept fucking up, trying to invite people to it. Like I'm really, really not good at it, and half of that I'm gonna put on Twitter. So if anybody listening to this that was in one of those or is going to be in one of those in the future, I am not good at it. And if I keep doing weeknights for the first half or so, I'm driving. So
Yeah.
like
I do the same. I do the same thing. When I'm coming home from work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Jank and I are actually really curious about this. So we understand the sad music energy vampire part, right, Jank?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
On board, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's a middle step I feel like that we're not being told. And then it
Yeah,
ends
I'm
with gay
missing
communism.
something.
Dude, you're having the same problem I am, right?
I'm ecstatic about the results.
Right. 100%.
I'm understanding of the base.
Right. 100%.
There's this question mark section right here.
You have to perform in them too.
You have to
You have to
forgive us.
Oh.
make
We're
them
old.
sad sometimes.
Jake and I are 47. You have to forgive us. We're old as shit.
You have
What
to
am
make
I
some art
performing?
in some form. You can post it on Twitter and try and sell it and post it in the chat. That you can it's called a jumbotron. You put it on the jumbotron, but really it's called a nest because you're a bird on Twitter and they want you to just be like burp 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 at each other.
Well, I
But
totally
in real life,
that the logo
in
is a
real life,
bird.
you put it on the jumbotron, and you go and you look at the picture, and then people can buy your art. So I paint sometimes, or I sing sometimes, or I have instruments I can play. I'm classically, and I was actually a music major. I'm classically trained, and I'm a violinist and a cellist. So, but I can also sing because I'm a young woman. So, and I'm also kind of like a siren because I'm really good at practicing.
Those paintings are good. Did you use a brush or do you use a different technique? You use
So different techniques for different paintings. One of them I took some, it's literally household items that I paint with. And I go to YouTube and I'm just like, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to try and do this.
Hell yeah.
And I just put different colors and make it feel different. And I use a blow dryer for my hair and also for my paintings.
Hell yeah.
You can
That's gotta be
get a torch, which is so much fun.
There's one that I like that's got a lot of negative space over on the left side of it. Or I don't know, it might be the right side. You might have flipped the picture, but
that one is legally named left brain, right brain.
yeah, that's it, yeah. So that was a hair dryer moved the colors like that.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for someone to claim that one. Someone claimed the ocean the other day. It's a blue, red, and white acrylic pour that I just did when I was really freaking high on something. That's all it is. You gotta do the bad behavior, and well, it's not bad, right? It's a plant. I just make tea with the bark.
There you fucking go.
It's not a bad behavior. I take a knife and I go to a tree and I say thank you.
That sounds legal and moral.
It is highly moral and very legal, but you have to be good at what your hands. You have to have the dexterity to do certain things sometimes. But with computers, you could do anything without your hands now. You just gotta look at it and tell it what to do.
Yeah, that's true. You can just tell
so you get a robot that can paint really well. You get yourself an AI bot. You tell it to create different paintings, and then you make the paintings, and then you sell them. It's NFTs, but they're real.
People were really wearing that thing out. I didn't see anything good for a long time, and then a guy did one where he told it the prompt was Elon Musk eating crayons. Yeah, man, that shit came out great.
That was pretty badass. All right.
But
the whole candidate Goyas over here.
Yeah.
even just trained artists in any form. My sister went to graphic design school, and so if I tell her I want a meme of this, she will send me a meme, and I will post it on the Twitter. And you like it or you don't. You scroll past it. If you like it, you give me a little bit of dopamine. Yay!
Yeah, gotta love them dopamine hits.
Yeah.
It would make good currency, honestly.
This is gonna cost me 30 bottles of dopamine.
Are you speaking currency? What do you mean by this word? What does that mean?
No, it'd be good. It'd be good,
I don't trust currency.
Everybody's tired of the fiat currency. No, hear me out. Everybody's tired of the fiat currencies, right? And they're all like, "Oh, what about
basing this currency off of?"
Yeah, I drive a Subaru, not a Fiat.
Are we basing this off of our own morals right now? Because I'm gonna write a book about this and probably like sell it in like 50 years.
for dopamine though. Sell it for
For the
dopamine.
dopamine, but because I really love my family and my friends and I want them to survive.
Yeah.
You know, it just
Well, I
sounds
got-
like something that someone who is nice would do.
Yeah. I think so.
But I'm not selling it because I want to make a lot of money because I could live forever and be okay. But I probably won't. I'll probably like die in 50 years, so I'll leave it to my kids.
I don't know if we got 50 holes. Well, that's maybe. I don't know. Maybe we got. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If you actually paid me $50 for that painting, you know what I could do? I could buy this silicone mat that I need that I could use my kitchen table to paint at, and it would make my job a lot easier. Do you think maybe someone would want to buy my painting?
I don't know. We might RT that post around a little
I
bit.
have an app for this, but it takes a little bit of my money away. That's okay. I can still afford the material.
You're talking
That's
about those
right.
little those mats with the measurements. I might have an extra you can have.
It's a silicone mat that like I need to be able to peel because I use acrylic pours. So when I make a painting, I make a big mess. I love it. But it's a lot of cleaning, and I'm using a cardboard box that's been unrolled. Like a big ass cardboard box.
Acrylic collages and stuff back in the day. Shit is really fun, honestly.
It's so much fun to do. I have a whole wall for it. It's called a mural, but I feel like it helps me with my morals.
You can see that.
I'm sorry. I've been distracted trying to figure out who could top Adolf Hitler, and so far it's just George W. Bush.
Yeah,
If
he's the
somebody's in the
ghost of
running-
Kiev. I mean, fuck New York.
He was posting those Hitler numbers. He was putting Hitler numbers on the board.
Conflicts.
And then everybody was trying to give credit to like Cheney or like Rumsfeld, or like any of these other guys. Like, look,
Is this my first is this our first Hitler discussion where it's been like we've explained what a Hitler is? I don't feel like we've actually explained that since I've been on the show.
No. Okay, now
We
we're
don't-
going human resources.
I'm
time.
sorry. Are we going
Oh,
too meta?
no.
Are we going too meta?
We never explained the Hitler.
Okay.
they know what a Hitler is.
They should know what a.
I
fucking
just,
Hitler is.
I mean, I feel like there's a certain number of times you can say that word before that's like, ooh, demonetization.
No.
That's
We've
a
never
totally
had
fucking
the
dumb
problem
word.
of money. We don't let money.
Well,
be
but
our-
we're using companies right now, so how are we affording to do this?
Okay.
That's true.
Hold on now. So
Is there a
Good point.
web that we're speaking on, like that's interconnected?
An inner
Oh,
tube.
it's complicated, but the best way to explain it is that it's a series of tubes.
holy
I
shit!
knew
it. I don't know.
Somalia's cost about 500,000 people, and that's a Bush war.
Yeah.
Hold on,
uh-huh.
are you tallying this up, or do you have a calculator you're adding this to?
I
Put those numbers on the big board.
So
Okay,
he's at
thank you for
2.5
doing your
million
research.
dead under his fucking watch.
Thank you for your sacrifice on the research,
I mean,
you soldier.
This is where it's a little bit complicated to calculate because Hitler kind of was a solo act, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, yeah, he had a regime and he had an architect. He had all these.
He didn't have the monarchy. You need the monarchy.
No, you don't need a monarchy, but like in America, like we have successor dictators functionally.
Well, yeah,
So like
it's Americanized monarchy.
Do we count these also? Oh, the American intervention in Yemen. Holy shit, 2002 to present. Yemeni conflict death toll. Here we
Present
go.
to present. That's still happening. It means.
Yeah, 20 years now, baby.
No, there's no way.
So, hold on. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that in 20 years my son might have to fight in a war?
Yeah.
No, there's no way,
Nah,
man.
you can
Ended-
No, yeah, they're
they
shipping him
told me-
off. They're shipping him off way before 20 years from now.
Well,
No,
but
man.
They told me that in 2 weeks I can vote on something and that all the wars would just stop. So I'm so confused. Can I actually do that? Am I allowed to vote?
No, you ain't got to worry about it, man. Brandon ended all the wars. That's what happened.
You did?
Okay.
Brandon.
It's
Oh, let's go, Brandon.
Yeah,
It's
he
too-
walked his Irish ass out there, and he was like, "No more war
Wait,
in
are you telling
Afghanistan."
me he's Irish?
Oh,
What
no,
a
he's
lovely
totally Irish.
people. I've
He's totally
spoken with the Irish. I'm not related, but I've spoken to them.
Oh,
He-
shit, Syria. Hold on, when was Syria? When did Syria kick off? Was that Barack Obama?
Syria is a country, sir. Syria never kicked off. It was a country.
Right. But there was shit went down in Syria.
Wait, are you telling me it stopped going down in Syria?
No, shit still kicked off in Syria, but like when did it start?
Oh,
Was it
okay.
2011?
That was a bad year for me. I had a really rough year in December.
Look, that shit, I don't care what anybody says, that shit is not America's fault. Look, that shit is Assad's fault. And I know it's a controversial and bold statement. I know it's a bold statement and very controversial, but you guys, Assad must go.
True.
You
Are
don't
you
know where you're
telling me that
sending.
we should take
Bro.
out the leader of a different country because we're at war
Please
with
take
them?
that back.
I'm just saying, Assad must go.
I'm kind of with
Please
you,
take that
Assad.
back, man.
Please walk that one back.
Please.
They admitted it.
Legally, these are
They admitted
jokes.
it in
Legally
public.
walk that back, please.
Yeah, that
No,
doesn't
no,
sound
like,
They
legal.
admitted it in public.
No, remember, like, when, I was
I'm
just in
sorry,
Japan.
this comes from motherland.
I was just in Japan, and right before Shinzo Abe met with an untimely end, that was the last thing he was talking about. He was giving a big speech about how Assad needs to go. Oh, wait a minute.
Root for Abe.
Now I'm now realizing that when I was in the UK, Boris Johnson was also talking about how Assad must go right before. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me there's a pattern that's connecting these?
Has anybody checked on Angela Merkel lately? Is she all right?
Listen, all I know is I'm not sending you.
Wait, is this a world war or is this just for a couple places?
I don't know. It's starting to sound pretty bad about, for anybody that
When did
brushes up
this
against the
stuff
line in
start?
Syria.
When did this stuff start?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask Bashar al-Assad himself. What do
Wait a
you guys
minute.
think?
I remember one time in first grade we had to watch TV and it was really scary.
Yeah, that could be. That could have been. Yeah, that could have been when people were saying that he must
It was
go.
really traumatic for elementary school kids. I'm gonna check into my family research council actually.
Oh man, that's some good information. They have all the good numbers.
Yeah,
They
this
have the
isn't.
best numbers.
Well, this is bad. I mean, just in the Middle East and Africa, you're talking about 3 million people who are no longer alive. And you can be like, well, some
Wait a
of them were
minute.
terrorists. Well, okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
did anyone's son have to go to fight that war?
couple.
Or anyone's daughter, maybe? Sons of. Wait a minute. What's his? Oh God.
Yeah, so a couple of people had to go fight that war. So you're talking with Bush alone. You're talking about as a result of his regime, right? You're talking so far about 3 million dead. That's half of Hitler. That's kind of a warning.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me this man is still alive and like well in the country that he ran for? Did he run this country?
Yeah, that's what I'd be saying. If you lump Barack Obama,
Wait a minute. I remember when the first black guy got elected.
Yeah,
I almost
well,
said
it's
erected.
looking worse for Barry. I'm gonna warn you right now because Barry's up to there's a million. There's another
Oh
million
wow.
that you can.
It
credit
sounds
him
like
with.
the United States
That's
is
a
not
third
a country,
million.
but instead a business regime.
No, you could easily argue that it's worse than the Nazi regime because I'm telling you what, right now, like Bush was like, I get 3 million that you can credit me with, but if you credit American presidents as successors of an overarching regime, just from George alone, right, in this century, in 22 years, yeah, let's see, we're up to 3 million right
Wait a
there.
minute.
We got up to another 100,000 in Pakistan.
That sounds revolutionary.
Somalia is another million dead. I'm not gonna count Operation Shield just because like it's a bunch of dudes.
Hold
kicking
on,
around
I'm
guns.
hearing some gunshots outside of my house. I'm getting kind of scared.
You should. Libya, Uganda.
It might just be
that was-
fireworks. I don't know.
I'm kind of being serious here though, guys. Like this is kind of gruesome. How many are dead in Syria?
Cool. That's a big number.
Yeah, I don't know if we should get into that many. Because then we're gonna go overarching Hitler.
Well, that's kind of what I am doing. I mean, to be fair, you're like, we're gonna get into it.
I don't want to
counting
do this
here.
kind of math right now. This is like human live calculating, and I just, I've been living mine for a really long time, and I just want to keep living it because I got these little kids.
Well, we're up to 4 million, so like the United States.
Well, my kids haven't killed anybody.
We're kind of pushing a Hitler, though, people. I don't know if you're count along. We're at 4 million.
Well, it's not necessarily all happened at once. How long has this country been a country? Let's
Well,
do some
I
real
mean,
math.
okay, but the
200
Nazi.
years?
Here's the problem, though. The problem with that math is the Nazi regime was what? It was like what, the late 20s to the 40s, so it was like 16 years. So.
Well, all I'm saying is that maybe this sounds a little bit revolutionary, but let's not go civil over it.
Yeah, well, I tell you, the Americans aren't.
Well, what I'm saying is that I was born here. I don't understand why I'm getting punished because I was born in the country.
Well, you wouldn't be. I am not talking. Were you part of the Bush regime? Which regime were you a part of?
I have not been. I have these bushes growing in my front yard, though, and one of them just sprouted a baby for no reason, and it's growing under my porch, and I cannot get this thing out to save my life.
Okay, but
Chill
for real,
it.
you're kind of stealing true shtick now. So let's all keep in our wheelhouses. Let's all keep in our wheelhouses. Because
I'm not a plant grower. I'm an artist of the plants.
The 4 presidents since George W. Bush. Well, what is it? Yeah, 4, right? It's 4. It's Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden. Yeah, 4. The 4 presidents, which is about the same length as the Nazi regime. I mean, it's disturbingly on par. And I haven't even started tallying the fact that they like. I'm loath to find this number out. Many people have died.
Thank you for your research, family.
Healthcare.
This is my family research council, just direct statistics coming from the council.
That's another one. Ooh, what is that? 45,000 times 22. Plus, we got a million.
Ooh, times 22. That was a big one.
45.
Ooh, is that a 22-year war? Have they named one like that yet?
That's another
I have
million.
the War of 1812. I have a lot of wars on my disc here.
If you sum total, okay, no, here, this is why it's gruesome, is because if you sum total all these regimes, right, they all ran on the same social principles, right? No health care, violent incarceration, slavery, right, and imperialism. If you total up the number of Americans who died just from lack of health insurance over the past 22 years, you get about 1 million. It's just shy. I capped it at 20 for the sake of argument, because that's, again, if the Nazi regime took, when did they take proper power? Let me give them a full. Nazi regime takes power. So there are political forces at 29 as a 33 that take power. So they only have a 12-year run. Okay, so they have roughly a 12-year run if we cap them at 45, right? The defeat.
When did the years start, though? Because I feel like America got a head start on this race.
Well, America, if we count, America's at 20 years, but in terms of a body count of the regime just from Bush on, we're at 6 million. And keep in mind, the American regime that operates like this starts with Jimmy Carson. So we can reach, not Jimmy Carson, what's his name? Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. This regime starts with Jimmy Carter, so we can reach all the way back to the 70s, and I'm kind of sick to my stomach to do so.
Can we place a year on this? Maybe if we can place a year, we can figure something out.
Well, when did Carter take the presidency? I mean, if we really want to get gruesome.
Let's do it. Let's Carter him.
Wait, hang on. Wait, if you add, let's say you add up all of the Nazi numbers and all of the American numbers. Like, what if you were to, paperclip them together somehow? Like, what would the grand total be?
It's over 10
No,
million.
we don't even need to know that, because right now it's just a competition with a dead guy versus a living dude.
Well,
no, I think it would be interesting. I think it would be interesting if you were to connect the two songs with some type of...
The dead guy is Hitler.
Yeah.
The dead guy is Hitler. He's already dead. Just villainize him because he's already dead, and let's see if we can learn something from what his example was, like what he did.
I see. That's the exact problem I think we have, though.
Because no one wants to fucking admit it, that there are living people today that are worse than what we can calculate as the dude that was the worst dude ever.
Yeah, if we consider him not Hitler.
If he's the standard of evil, then I deserve the death penalty.
No, That doesn't make any
Okay.
sense.
No, because I
but
went to
no.
nursing school and I could be sent over as a medic.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it. I'm seeing where you're coming from. Like, okay, if Takeshi 6ix9ine had lived,
I
he already
literally
would have
went to
done like a
nursing
fifth
school.
right. I'm seeing it.
no, no. I'm being deathly serious here because we're gonna wrap out the show on this point. So, if
Not to
you
mention,
if you consider the chancellorship not as the man himself, but as the arrangement of material relations that allows that man and the people who support him to arrange for 6 million dead, right? Let's separate Hitler
yes,
from the
I'm a
individual
meaty
action.
flesh bag.
Yes,
Okay,
okay. So,
I am an
all right,
example.
but
I'm a meaty
I
flesh
gotta go
bag
serious.
of
I'm
cosmic
sorry, I gotta go
stardust.
serious here. I'm going serious here now. So, if we take that arrangement and we analyze it for what we mean when we invoke Adolf Hitler as a specter, that is somebody who has a regime backing him and a set of decision making and decision makers that align it. So we have the chancellorship in 33 up to the suicide in 45, and during that reign of terror, he is directly responsible for internally 6 million deaths, and one can blame the fascist regimes overall for all of the deaths in World War II because they're the ones who kicked the shit off, right? They started it. So it's kind of all their fault. But if we're just to limit it to the Holocaust, we're at 6 million dead. But if we play that game, the Americans have been kicking shit off since 1976. And in the past 20 years, we're already at that number if we look at their decision making and the dead in their wake, right? And not deaths due to natural
1976?
causes.
I can
Yeah.
track my lineage back to the Mayans.
What
Does that
about-
count?
What about the
No,
Korea, man?
77. 77 is when Carter takes the presidency, and he's the one who kicks off neoliberal austerity. Neoliberal austerity, just in the past 20 years, which is all of our lifetimes, right, to one degree or the other. Some of us remember before that. Some of us were children during that time. But we're all in that rough age of young people, that younger cohort under 20 during that period. I think maybe true. No, you're still considered a young person. You would have been a young adult, because you're the oldest. So
Especially me, I'm very young.
you would have been what, 15 when this shit happened in
I,
2000?
I was 1 year old in 2000.
were
I'm
not.
very young.
You're not. Don't.
way.
That's Pleasant Kenobi's bit. Again, I'm being serious. You see, you would have been about 15, right? If I got your age pegged right. I feel like my plus or minus is
15-year-old
3
is not
years.
going to have a conversation like this.
No, of course not. So what we're looking at then is an American regime that, if you look at the presidency as an individual president and their individual regimes, can never match the body count of the Holocaust, right? But if you look at the framework of the presidency and the regime structure, and specifically the nature of its continuance, right? Because the chancellorship for Adolf Hitler was an unelected position that he had power over. But in the presidential sense, if you look at the office of the president as a continuous regime, just with literal different meat bags in it, and the same decision-making apparatus involved, I got bad fucking news for everybody. We're kind of worse than Hitler.
Bad news. Oh no.
We're kind of worse.
All of us, or just some of us?
At least our political apparatus. I mean, if we're going to take a limited view, our political apparatus is
Oh, yeah,
worse
they were
than the
mad.
Nazi regime. It's more murderous.
Oh yeah, the Nazis were mad jelly of America.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because they had just won a war against them. I don't know. I'm confused.
They thought we were barbaric for our policy on whiteness.
Yeah, they thought we were too racist. The Nazis thought we were too racist, and unfortunately, I'm inclined to
Wait,
agree.
what Nazis were left over? Were they working for us or something?
No, I mean like Hitler. Hitler thought we were too racist. Hitler.
Yeah.
You know, it's lucky that this is all just a theoretical. I mean, like, we know.
Is it? I don't.
We know that we can just blame.
Theoretical.
No, it's lucky for us as Americans. This is all just a theoret. We could blame actions and things that happen on individuals. Like,
I think it's Biden or Brandon, whatever. Who is the dude right now? Who's the
It's Biden.
Whichever
I think
one
it
of
was
them
destined to be
that it is.
Mattis, right?
There's one of them if you like him, and one of them if you don't. And I can't remember, but
Brandon
it
is
starts
if
with
you
a
hate him.
B and it's
Biden is if you like him.
Joseph R. Wait, J.F.
Joseph Robinette Biden. Yes, that's our president.
I'm sorry, wasn't there a JFK?
Yeah.
And R. I'm sorry, I get all their letters confused.
There was
I'm a little bit
also
dyslexic,
Robert Kennedy.
so I'm mentally ill. I'm
This motherfucker
dyslexic, so.
saying "Let's go, Brandon" sounds like "Fuck Joe Biden."
Yeah. No, I mean, I got bad
Your average
cooking
grouping
news.
of Americans.
Yeah, we
That's
kind
it.
of we have the joy of growing up in an era that has material creature comforts never before seen, but politically speaking, also worse than Hitler.
But it's not me. It's just my wait.
No, yeah, we're fine, you guys. We're fine. We don't have to. We can just pick individuals to say
I'm gonna
they did all
retire.
this stuff because of personal moral failings on their part, right?
The-
We don't have
I
to
have to
indict
retire so soon. I can't keep working like this. My body can't take it.
Don't
I'm
worry,
working out.
we're closing out. So, what one can draw conclusions one could draw, given the background radioactive knowledge that we all have, right, is that somehow during elementary school, the American regime at the time had to in some way valorize the Nazi movement such that all of that leadership and their subsequent younger peers like Pete Buttigieg and shit, right?
Excuse
They
me,
looked at the
teacher?
Nazi movement as an admirable goal to strive for, or something, or like, it's kind of like if you're like, I don't know, if you say to your buddy, I don't know, I just drove from Pittsburgh to my house in an hour, and your buddy's like bet and just guns in his car and drives, right? And he's gonna try to beat your time to get to and from the major city or what have you, right? Like, we seem to have taken it on as a challenge that we can outdo Nazi cruelty, and unfortunately, we have the joy of time on our side, right? The American regime, and I'm not counting back to Carter. I counted back to Bush, and we're already tied. The scoreboard is tied, and the difference between Hitler and the American regime is that the American regime has a lot more time on its hands. It will continue on.
Hey, I'm sorry. This is HR. This is the motherland.
Yes.
I do not want a war with America.
Well,
We are your friends here in Ukraine. I am only here because I am helping the war front.
well, I'm sorry. We're gonna export it. Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't even count Ukrainian casualties due to American provocations.
I'm sorry.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. This is
it.
HR.
That's it. Right there, Joe Biden. Good job, Joe. Good job, buddy. We were so close to being under the death regime of Adolf Hitler, and you just were like, "Yep, I'm gonna be the president who pulls us over the edge." Excellent.
No,
Good job,
that's
Augie.
good though.
Good job, liberals. Good job,
No,
Wait, are
hive
you
freaks.
describing a suicide pact?
Well, I was kicking that idea around jokingly, but I mean, let's talk off cam on that one.
I've heard there's an alien spaceship coming by soon. Let's just, there's some Kool-Aid I have for everyone here.
Oh, thank goodness. I love Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Well, and with that, folks, I love to. I've been really enjoying ending the show on a downer. So it's worth considering for most of the people who will listen to this, since 2000, which again for the show participants is the majority of our lives, and some of you listening, it will not be. Since George W. Bush, we've again as an institution, we've had 22 years, and we've managed to outdo the bloodshed of the Nazi regime.
Don't laugh right now.
And our race policy is reverting back to our race, our marriage policies are reverting back to the policies that were in place.
Wait, are you describing the 1500s? I'm so confused. I'm going to go to bed.
You'll be able to in a minute. Just give it a minute. We'll sign off in a second here. But it's worth considering that the policies in place will be pre-1950s, aka the era of the World War, and we're going to try to erode away the social safety net on top of it. On top of everything else, the neoliberals right? So if we look at FDR's government ran a bunch of goodies, right? It gave away goodies, but it still had a lot of these features. And the difference between now and like the 20s and the 30s is that the Republican Party, with the aid of the Democratic Party, are seeking to erode away even the fucking goodies. So if you don't feel like you need a new kind of politics, it's kind of on you, isn't it? You're kind of making an active decision to live with the shit.
I really wish I could get women pregnant, but I just can't do that. I don't have the equipment. I can't provide any genes
You
to
got
any
a turkey
women.
baster?
Wait, I want a couple
No,
of
but
spores.
I've got these children. I just hope they don't get sent off somewhere. In
Yeah.
like,
You
I
can
don't
use a
know,
lab.
20 or
You can
30
use a
years.
lab and a
20 or
turkey
30
baster
years.
these days.
Don't let your kids join the army.
That's the moral of the story. Is just don't
Yeah.
do
You
that.
promised
Don't
me.
do that
You
to them.
promised me child-producing spores.
I am only a mushroom and I grow on dead humans and then dead humans eat me, but they're alive still, and I'm so confused.
And with
Mamas
that,
don't let their babies grow up
this
to
has
be
been
cowboys.
the full crew at one point or the other this evening. We've had the True Horror, we've had May, we've had Michael Jordan Peterson, we've had Jake Engels, and last and least, Dan Cohen. And of course, our beloved goodnight son, Reposado. We love you all. Don't die and don't let your kids join the army.
Peace